So it's Caulfield Cup week. We're back with Trev. We're going to have a look at Saturday, Caulfield Cup Day. How you going, Trev?
Good, Mark. Good.
So far, it's one thing about this week. It's been wet, so it was pretty bloody wet yesterday for the 1,000 guineas. But what'd you do? One race, one kill.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I just think it becomes a doggish breakfast.
Yeah.
After that, and
it was race one, you bet. Was
race
it race
two?
One? Race two,
and I mean, it was nearly, almost 6 unit return for the members. So, myself. So it's. Yeah, they're not getting any of that money back. And that's the way the track...
That's the bookies we're talking about.
Yeah, or anybody. Yeah, I mean, it's just... Because there's just too much guesswork after that. They were getting away off the track. A couple of roughies. One roughie we could have backed, I suppose. But when the situation's like that... And also, I'd done the form, like, quietly and, you do it all before for a track that... wasn't like that, so I would have had to redo everything, and then you're rushing because you're getting between races. So I'd just rather take the profit and move on.
Because there was a shitload of rain yesterday morning, wasn't there?
Yeah, So the forecast was that there'd be no rain.
This is Thursday. We should mention we're recording.
Yeah, so the forecast Wednesday that they wouldn't get any rain until at least till after the meeting, and then where we are here, I'm just 200 metres from the track, and it started raining about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I text the track manager to say what was going on. He said, couldn't, it wasn't what the Weather Bureau had told him. Yeah. And then it basically rained all day. I think it was about 16 mil. And then we've had, so since last night till now, we've had another 22.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just watched you empty the rain gauge right behind you.
Yeah, and then I think they're tipping the worst of the rain, whether it still cuts, but the worst of the rain was supposed to be from 7 o'clock tonight till midnight. So
it's a heavy 10 at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think, it'll be genuine heavy, but at least we know now going into the meeting what it's going to be. It'll if anything, it'll only improve slightly. Where yesterday we thought the track was going to be good, and then it wasn't. And then because the inside was marked from the Saturday meeting, it went from being going to be okay in there because the ground's firm to just a complete no-go zone. Yeah. And so now they've raced out where he would have put the rail for for Saturday's meeting. That they would have raced there yesterday. So I think they'll use a fair bit of the track again tomorrow and probably come down sort of the middle.
So it's in the 6 metres?
6, yeah. So this is... They used this setup for a fair few years, and then they stopped it a couple of years ago for a couple and then gone back to it. So it's worked well in the past. It's normally not a bad rail position. It's just a pity that they've just had so much... we had... last Saturday the track was wet, so there was a fair bit more than normal wear and tear, and then we've had yesterday. Yeah. So more rain tonight, being Thursday night, but then sounds like Saturday itself is going to be okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any more rain after sort of tonight.
Okay.
Of any sort of significance.
So I know there was a bit of talk yesterday. It was bucketing down about the meeting and that sort of thing, but I don't think the meeting's it's just going to be heavy.
No, they drain too well, these sort of, the only way it would be is if you got the rain during the meeting and you had puddles sort of coming up where the horses had galloped and they sort of had like pools of water. Yeah. Then they don't like that sort of stuff.
Okay. All right, we'll have a look at the Cup itself. Thursday afternoon we're having a look. Smoking Roman, so one of the Turnbull's been favourite for a while now. Got it $4.20 from Benno at $8, and then Allegron, Knight's Order, and Nonconformist and Numerian all at $12. Smoking Roman's just on top with that weight, 51.5 kilos. How did you see the market?
So I've got it favourite. I've got it shorter than the market. I thought it was good the other day. It was a new peak, but there's little things that could say it's improved. It drops in weight. So Incentivised won the same race last year, and then it was a bit different with the weight scale, but then he walked in the Caulfield Cup.
Yep.
So this horse, he drops 4 kilos, so he drops to 51.5. Gets Jamie Carr. He'll race on the pace, which I think is an advantage if the track's going to be wet, because there'll be a lot of kickback, and those horses at the back are going to have a lot of rubbish kicking their face.
Yep.
So it races on the pace, and it'll handle all the track conditions. So I think it just rubber stamps itself as the horse to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so 420 from Benno at $8. What do you think of Benno?
So I've got Benno just slightly longer than the market.
Yep.
It's going good. The only thing with it is it's only ever won one race, and it was a Nowra maiden at its first start, so it's never won another race since.
Bit of a noddy?
Well, not so much. I think it just runs it out of the class. It's just running better class races. It sort of tries. It's been going right. It's drawn barrier 18, doesn't have any speed, so it's going to be a long way when they settle down. I think it'll be a long way behind Smoking Romans.
And then, pretty close in the market, a whole bunch of horses are later on. Knight's Order, Nonconformist, Numerian, Gold Trip, and then out to Duace at 15. Any value among that group?
I thought Allegron was value. I thought it was good the other day. It'll handle a wet track. It's looking for the trip.
Yep.
And I thought he'd beat Benno on its merits. So I thought it's drawn 12, it can sort of settle in front of it. So I thought it was good value at sort of double figures. And non-conformist, it was good in the Cup last year on the 7-day back up. He's very much a Tratton painter, Graham Begg. He gets his horses to peak, for their grand finals. This looks like it's grand final.
Yep.
And hadn't been doing a lot his first few runs, was better last Saturday, and I think it can sort of really bounce off that. And it's handled slow tracks as a younger horse and won by a big margin one day. So that's by Rebel Raider, which normally handle it. So I thought it was good value in the race.
So a bit of value by the looks of it. You're Smoking Romans on top. So maybe $4 plus is pretty attractive.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, no. Also a Lagron and a Nonconformist there as well. Is there any real genuine heavy trackers in the field, or we maybe should look out for? Or
Gold Trip is run on a heavy track. It's passed, but it's got 57.5.
Yep.
Knight's Order, the same thing, but not out. I don't think there's any genuine. And I think the horses in the market will handle it. So I don't think there's any standouts.
I was going to ask you about Vow and Declare as well.
He's going good, but I think his best form is on drier tracks.
Yep. Okay, no worries. So he's $26 at the moment. Probably want a bit better than that, I reckon.
$26 is not bad. It's about. He's probably.
We normally look at the whole meeting, but you were just saying that they'll run in the Cup, $5 million race, but we might have a fair few scratchings elsewhere for the track.
I think, it just at the moment, basically all we can do is just go through and sort of have to do the form, make notes, work out which horses you think will handle it, which horses won't, and then just wait for the scratchings.
Yep. So the scratchings will be in, and then members will get everything on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks for that, Trev. And good to, as you said, we're a decent drop punt from the track, so we've got very local weather updates too, which is good.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. We'll chat next week. Thanks, Trev.
Great. Thanks, mate.